Hi, my name is Summer Hooper and I am doing the Learning Teaching Interaction video. I want to start in Chapter 1 under the historical and philosophical perspectives. Under defining the family life education, I realized that the church actually incorporates a lot of family life education outreach programs already. Some examples that I thought of was a couple in my home ward were asked to teach a class on marriage for anyone who was interested in attending. And my uncle was called to teach the addiction recovery program for his stake. Um, and I realized how much the church incorporates family life education already. And as I've learned about the different facets of family life education, I want to learn more about marriage, parenting, and communication. Partly because those apply to my life right now, and then also because they fascinate me and I want to learn more about them as well as teach others about them. Under the brief history of the outreach family life education, I realized how much it's been a part of my life already. Since I've been in high school, I've been interested in reading self-help books, and when I got married, I received a couple books about marriage and communication with my spouse. We began to read those, and they were very helpful and applicable to our life at that time. And when I got pregnant with my first child, I also began to read a lot of books on parenting before and after having her, and they were crucial to helping me know how to raise a child. And and then also, as I did research online for questions that I had on my daughter, I found that a lot of the statistics and facts came from the American Academy of Pediatrics. And these all stemmed from the early roots of family life education. There's a quote in the book that says, "The family was seen as affecting the well-being of the larger society. Thus, as the home environment could be enhanced, so too could the community at large, and help people help themselves." As I read that, I couldn't help but think that these are principles of the gospel. We believe that the foundation of society is the family, and as we help improve the family, it will also help the society at large. And we are also encouraged to be self-sufficient, just as this quote had mentioned. And as I continue on, the varied approaches or roles in family life education, I felt that the eclectic approach would be the best fit because it adapts to different situations and environments. It incorporates each one of those different approaches, which all had good benefits as well as some downfalls. But I felt like this was the best one overall because it can be very adaptive to just different environments and different classes that you might teach. Going on in Chapter 18, Improving the Practice of Family Life Education, under the professionalization of family life education, it says, "There is too little information about what family life educators are and do and why the public should care." And I have noticed this in my own life. When people ask me what my degree is, I tell them, and they always ask me, well, what does that entail? And I do notice that it's not a very broad or common degree that people are aware of. And so I do believe that it is important for people to understand what we do in this degree and how much it can help society at large. Another quote from the book says, "Networking provides another opportunity to strengthen the profession of family life education. The profession and service to clientele benefit when we can share and learn ideas from other family life educators locally, statewide, nationally, and internationally." And when I read that, I actually thought of the World Congress of Families is a conference that's coming to Salt Lake City in October, and it's the biggest gathering of family advocates in the world. And I happen to only live about 15 minutes from Salt Lake, and when I read that they were coming here, I got excited, and I'm hoping to make it to that conference. I'm not sure if I can, but that is just an example of family advocates coming together in support of each other for the success of families at large. Under Chapter 2, at Designing Comprehensive Family Life Education Prevention Programs, under the Science and Profession of Prevention, I thought about the three different approaches, and the one that I thought was most interesting to me and what I might teach would be the secondary prevention, because it appeals to me just because No one's perfect, and we all may have some struggles or risks, and therefore it is still a prevention program, but it also helps those who have suffered some risks but aren't too extreme at the same time. And under a comprehensive model for the design of family life prevention programs, under stage 1 and the problem analysis, it talks about surveying target audiences to know of their issues, and then you make a program goal based off of that. And as I read through all these readings, I realized that assessing the target needs is crucial to coming up with a program on how to teach your audience members. It's crucial because it gives you a direction on where to go and how to teach them and what their needs are. That's probably one of the first steps that we need to do when we are trying to implement and start our program. And under stage 2, under the program design, talks about investigating the needs of the target audience. And although it may be hard in this class to do thorough assessments, I realize that I can still give some brief surveys before and after each class that I hold. And they can just be a brief survey about what their needs were and if this class met those needs and how I can improve the next time. Under Chapter 16, it talks about the different marketing things such as product, price, place, and promotion. And under the Appendix A, under the principle of empathy, it talks about just being empathetic to your clients. And I learned as I teach, it's important to see my audience through their eyes and their perspective. When we show empathy and understanding, they're more willing to open up to us and share with us what's going on in their lives. Another principle that I thought was important was the principle of agency. As we understand a client's past, we may better understand their choices. And as humans, we have the power to choose how we will act or react to situations. And the last principle that I thought was important was the principle of loss. And it says that good choices may come at a cost, but have a greater reward. And I am grateful for the learning that I have had through this reading, and I thank you for your time.